There is a Bible verse that actually reveals to you the secret to guaranteed success in everything you do. I will say it again. There is a Bible verse that actually guarantees the secret. I'm sorry, there is a Bible verse that actually reveals to you how to be successful in everything you do. So, my goal is to reveal that Bible verse to you. So stick with me to the end of this video because we're going to go through it and how to apply it. I am extremely surprised that I have never heard this preached before. I'm not saying that it hasn't ever been preached before, but I have never heard this taught or preached before. So I am just excited to reveal it to you. If you follow this secret, if you follow this secret biblical principle, three things will happen for you. First, everything that has stopped you from just doing it in the past will totally be eliminated from your life and eliminated from your mind. The second thing that will happen for you is you will gain a new confidence and a new optimistic view because you know the secret. The third thing is the confidence and the optimism that you get from knowing the secret is going to catapult you into constantly taking action that creates success after success after success after success. And the cool thing or the amazing thing about this secret is the Bible verse tells you exactly what to do. There's so much content on success and how you succeed and strategy. And this Bible verse is the answer to get you unstuck. This Bible verse, when you apply it, you will no longer be stuck again. You will no longer run the cycle of self sabotage again. So, for those of you who have never been here before, welcome. My name is Shelomith, and I'm excited to welcome you to another Shelomith Inspires Sunday School. Let's get right into this because I'm excited. So, what I want you to do is I want you to pause this video and I want you to grab a sheet of paper and a pen, pencil, or either a tablet, whatever you use. And the reason I want you to do that is because today's Sunday school is interactive. So I want you to follow along because I want you to get this result instantly. Like, I want you to be free from being stuck. I want you to be set free. I want you to end self sabotage by the end of this video. So I want you to do the work with me. So take the pause, grab the notebook, grab the paper, and then come back. Okay, I'm going to assume that you took that pause and I'm going to move forward. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to walk you through identifying an area that you have been stuck in. So this is for those of you have a goal, you have a dream, you have a creative idea that you want to launch, but you have just been stuck. You have just been self-sabotaging. You cannot get yourself to take action. You can't get yourself to launch. Or for whatever reason, you can't get yourself to take consistent action, or you take action and you self-sabotage, right? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to identify what that goal is. And you may have multiple goals, but we're just going to focus on one. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to uncover the hidden sabotage and self-conscious negative talk that's going on in your mind that's causing you to be stuck. The third thing we're going to do is I'm going to reveal the secret to you, and you are going to apply the secret in real time to your situation and feel yourself get unstuck. So I'm excited. This is what I want you to do. So I hope you have your paper, pen, tablet. I'm going to show you mine because I did this ahead of time. I want you to create 2 columns. So it should look something like this. Let me see if I can bring it into focus. Okay. So I want you to draw a line down the middle of the page so that you create 2 columns. Now at the top of the page, write down your goal. So whatever goal you have been stuck in, whatever goal you have been self-sabotaging, write that goal down at the top. Okay. And then we're going to work on the left side of the column first. Now on the left side of the column, I want you to write down the reasons that you feel that you presently cannot launch the idea, launch the business, or the reasons you feel that whatever you could do is possible, it's not good enough. So it looks like this. I know this is inverted, but at the top, I have my goal. And then on the, well, this is my, on the, on it's going to be your left side, you're going to have the reasons that you feel inadequate in moving forward in the goal. So I'll read you mine for example, and then I want you to pause the video and I want you to do it. So my goal at the top is to release an online fitness platform. Now, on the left side of my column, the reasons that I would feel that I could not create content that was good enough, these were my reasons. One, I felt like I'm too out of shape. I need to lose at least 15 to 20 pounds first in order to look like the results that I'm selling. My second thing was I felt like the website needs to have a member area only for paid members. The third thing was I felt like the royalty free music that I had access to was whack. I didn't like it. The fourth reason I felt like, what I was capable of doing wasn't good enough is because I felt like the video quality of what I recorded was low quality. So like anytime I would record my videos, I would look at them and I hated the videos. The fifth thing is the final sound and the final editing of the video also looked too unprofessional and too low quality for me. So these were, on the left side, the reasons that I felt like what I could do towards the goal wasn't good enough. So pause the video. That's my example. I want you to go through the things that stop you from actually launching your business or launching your idea, whatever makes you feel insecure about what you are capable of putting out. I want you to enter that in the left column. So pause the video, take some time, and come back. Okay. I am assuming you paused the video. All right. So now let's work on the second column. All right. The second column, I want you to write out all of the negative outcomes that you would forecast would happen as a result of you not being able to create a product or a service that was good enough. So I'll give you mine so you have an example. So on my, showing you again, right? You got the right and left columns. In my right column, the things that I forecasted, the negative outcomes that I would forecast, I projected that people would look at me and they would kind of sneer at me and they would say like, well, why would I join her fitness program and she's out of shape, right? I saw that happening. Another thing I would imagine happening, or the negative forecast for me, would be they will leave bad reviews because of the poor quality of the video and the sound. So like I would forecast that I can't create the video and the audio the way I wanted to, and it's going to result in terrible reviews. And then the third negative forecast that I had was that the poor quality would smear my reputation and it would be something I would never be able to work myself out of, right? So when you think about what you feel like you lack, right, and you write that stuff down, now I want you to pause the video again. And I want you to write down all of the negative things that you forecast happening as a result of you not being good enough, your product not being good enough, the presentation not being good enough, whatever. What do you forecast to be the outcome of what you feel to be your inadequacies, right? So pause the video and then come back. All right, I hope you paused the video and I hope that you are back after you took the time to do that. Now, those were personal things. I also want you to repeat the same exercise, and I want you to repeat that exercise for external factors. So what are external factors that are in place that make you feel discouraged about launching it? So external factors, I'll read to you mine. So you're going to have two. So I have like two sheets of, you see, I have like two sets. I have 2 pages of left and right columns, right? So one is the breakdown of my internal, and the other is the breakdown of my external. Now, my external sheet, circumstances that I feel create odds against me. So that's in the left column. That is stuff like the economy is so bad that people don't have extra money and they're not going to buy my thing, right? So that's on the left side of the sheet where we're talking about external environmental things. That's the thing. Another thing is I feel like my idea or product is not what's trending now, right? So there's this thought that I had that AI is trending now, so people will favor AI over what I'm offering. So they will favor the AI fitness program over what I'm offering. Pause the video. What are some things that you see as external factors that are working against you? Pause the video, really do this exercise, because by the end of this, if you really follow through, the breakthrough is going to be amazing and so freeing. So pause the video and come back. I'm assuming you paused the video. Okay, now I want you to work the right side, the right column of the external environmental factors. Now, it's the same way that we did with the internal stuff, right? I want you to write out all of the negative outcomes that you forecast based on the external environmental factors. So, using myself as an example, that looks like because it looks like people won't buy my product or service because they don't have enough money, right? So that's what I predicted to be a negative outcome based on my belief that the economy was bad, right? So on the left side, I have the economy is bad. On the right side, I have because the economy is bad, people won't have the extra money to buy my product, right? So on the left side, in the left column, I have my idea or product is not trending because AI is trending. And then on the right side, I have people would prefer the AI fitness program over my program, right? So, what is your left and right for external factors? Really pause the video and really work through this. Okay. I'm assuming that you paused the video and it's 15, 20 minutes later and you're back. So now that we're back, it's time to reveal the secret, right? So now with that, what we just did there is we actually brought to the surface the beliefs that we have that are actually keeping us stuck. Because those thoughts and those beliefs of whatever you feel personally are your inadequacies, or whatever insecurities you have about what you can create, that's the deep rooted reason why you're stuck. And then on the other side of that, your negative forecasting. So your negative forecasting, what you think the outcome of your inadequacies will be, and that is also keeping you stuck, right? And then when we went on and we worked through the external, you got external stuff that you see as outside of your control, like the economy is bad or AI is taking over, whatever your thing is, that's on the left side of your external worksheet. And then the right side of your external worksheet is what you think the outcome of that is. So the economy is bad on the left side, the right side is that's the reason why, no one's going to buy the stuff. Whatever, you work through that. But now it's time for the secret. Here is the biblical secret that breaks you free from all of that. Are you ready? Like, come in closer and listen to what I'm saying. Listen to my voice. Here is the secret, y'all. The biblical secret that guarantees success in light of all of that. The biblical secret that tells you exactly what to do to have success in light of all that is Ecclesiastes chapter 11, verse 4. Listen to what it says. He that observes the wind shall not sow. He that regards the clouds shall not reap. Let me break this down for you what this means. This is talking about a person who's a gardener, a person who tills land. What it's saying is anytime you have crop and you have the seeds, when you go outside, you don't want, so you dig up the dirt, you plant the seeds, and then you cover the seed with dirt. You don't want the wind to be so high that the wind blows all the dirt away and the seed is uprooted. So that's what it's addressing, right? And then the second part of 4 says, he that regards the clouds shall not reap. So when we go back to this parable, which is a gardener, someone who tills land, what it's saying is a person who is forecasting the weather to see if it looks like it's going to rain. It looks like it's going to rain, so they don't go out and reap the harvest. So we have two scenarios here. We have one scenario where a person is looking at the wind and saying that it doesn't even make sense for me to plant the seeds because the wind is going to come up and blow the seeds away, right? So, and then when we move on to the second scenario, we have another person who is looking up and saying, it looks like it's going to rain. And because it looks like it's going to rain, now is not a good time for me to go out into the field and pull the harvest or to pull the fruit, the vegetables, or whatever it is I'm growing. This is the secret. The secret is this: he that observes the wind shall not sow, and he that regards the clouds shall not reap. Let's move on. Now it's saying, as you know not what is the way of the spirit, nor the bones, nor how the bones grow in the womb of her that is with child, even so you know not the works of God who makes all. The more in the morning, here is 16. Here, so look, verse 11, verse 6 says this: in the morning sow your seed, and in the evening withhold not your hand, for you know not whether shall prosper, either this or that, or whether they both shall be whether they both alike shall be good. That verse is saying, if you are always looking at the conditions, if you are always looking at the weather, you will not sow the seed. And if you are always looking at the clouds and what it looks like, if you are always negative forecasting, you will never go out and reap the harvest. So 6 is saying, sow your seed in the morning and the evening. In other words, it's saying plant the seed no matter what it looks like, no matter what the circumstances look like. And it's saying, don't hold yourself back, because just like it's complicated, just like it's a mystery how a child grows inside of a mother's womb, so is it a mystery how what you do succeeds. Because see, here's the breakdown. When I had you create the two columns, the left side of those columns represent the wind. Okay. So let's go back to mine and you can go back to yours. What does it look like practically to observe the wind? The wind is, like I said before, the environmental things that you think make it pointless to plant the seed. In other words, the wind is the environmental things that you think make it pointless for you to launch the business, for you to launch the creative idea, for you to do whatever it is you've been stuck on. You have been observing the wind. So the left side of your columns is the wind. So my wind is, I'm too out of shape. I need to lose 15 to 20 pounds. That's the wind. Another thing is the website needs to have a member only area. That is wind. Another thing for me on my left side was the royalty free music that I had access to was whack and lame and I didn't like it. That's the wind, right? The quality of the videos that I record is so low, the quality is bad. That is the equivalent of the wind, because that is me looking at the circumstances and saying it's not even worth me planting the seed. It's not even worth me launching the online platform. It's not even worth me launching the online fitness program. The left side is the wind. That's the parallel to he that observes the wind shall not sow. Now let's go further, because I've had instances where I felt like that, and I actually did, put stuff out. But then the second side says that he who observes he that regards the clouds shall not reap. So what does that mean? What it means is that the negative forecasting is the reason that you don't even put it out there. So some of you have created the songs, some of you have created the product, some of you have created the service, some of you have recorded the course or whatever it is you work with. Some of you have the product, right? But because of the negative forecasting, you don't put the product out. That's the second group that this verse is revealing. So what's the cloud? What is it to observe or to regard? The clouds. The right side of your column is what it looks like to regard the clouds. So for me, looking up and saying, it's going to rain, right? That is me forecasting, right? Because you're a weather forecast. So I'm negative forecasting that people will look at me because I'm out of shape. I'm forecasting that they're not going to sign up. I'm forecasting that they're going to leave bad reviews. I'm forecasting that the bad reviews are going to smear my reputation and people won't sign up later. What are you forecasting? So what is on the right side of your worksheet? Because whatever is on the right side of your worksheet is the equivalent of you regarding the clouds and not reaping. Are you following me? That's you not reaping, because that's why the Bible verse says that. It says, Matthew 9:37 says, the harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. That verse is talking about so much more than just people preaching the gospel. That verse is also talking about all of you and all of us out there who are not launching our gifts, who are not operating in our gifts, who are not launching the business, who are not launching the song, who is not launching the course, you're not launching the service. So there's a lot of people out there ready to receive your gift, but you are not releasing the gift. You are not going out to the harvest. You are not reaping the harvest. In other words, you are not gathering your people who are waiting for what you have to offer. You are not gathering your people who are ready to receive your gift, because you are negative forecasting rain. And because you're negative forecasting rain, you're not even putting it out there. So what does it look like to negative forecast rain? Because you're negative forecasting, no one's going to buy it. No one's going to be interested. They're going to feel it's not good enough. They're going to leave a bad review. They're not interested. They're more interested in AI stuff. My stuff is outdated. My stuff is not. All of that is you negative forecasting rain on your gift and purpose, and not even going out to reap your people, to gather your harvest. So when Matthew 9:37 says the harvest is plenty, it's saying that there are many of people out there waiting for you to show up. But the laborers are few, because so many of us are stuck in our heads. Right? So back to Ecclesiastes 11, it says this: he that observes the wind shall not sow, and he that regards the clouds shall not reap. As thou knowest not what is the way of the spirit, nor the bones that do grow in the womb of her that is with child, even so thou knowest not the works of God who makes it all. That's the key right there, who makes it all. So here's your instructions. 6. So in the morning, sow your seed, and in the evening, withhold not your hand. For you don't know whether this will prosper or whether that will prosper or whether they both will prosper. That is the secret. That is the secret to get out of your head. You don't know. And this is the thing, it's not up to how perfect your product is. It's not up to how professional it is. It's not up to how much sparkle and bedazzle you can give it. It's not up to how perfect your marketing plan is. That's the big secret. It's really up to God who is creating and has the final say so over everything. That's really who is up to. So the instructions, what the word of God is telling you to do, is telling you, look, when you feel prepared, when you don't feel prepared, launch it. When you feel like it's good enough, when you don't feel like it's good enough, launch it. Because you don't, how many times have we heard people tell us, or we've seen interviews where people talk about the thing that they thought wasn't good enough was the thing that took off. The thing that everyone criticized was the thing that made them millions of dollars. The thing that they thought was insignificant, that's the thing that took off and was successful. That is what the word of God is telling you. So a lot of us are stuck and hung up on, I don't have the perfect marketing plan. I don't have the perfect team. I don't have the big budget. I don't have this. I don't have that. The final product doesn't look professional enough. All of that stuff has nothing to do with whether or not you will succeed. So launch it anyway. That is the secret, because it's going to succeed when God's hand is on it. The biggest testimony I know about this, or the biggest testimony that speaks to this, is Tyler Perry. If you look at the criticism that surrounds Tyler Perry's production from the time he came out, there were so many critics who said the production quality was horrible, the acting is horrible. But you hear all this criticism about, the plays were the Chitlin Circuit, just all the negativity, right? The writing was bad. He needs to pull in more writers into the writing room, all of this stuff. But in the midst of the criticism, this isn't about whether or not you like or dislike Tyler Perry. The testimony in it is that he's as successful as he is anyway. He has the largest movie production studio anyway. His movies bring in millions of dollars anyway. So if it were truly up to the production quality, if it were truly up to the acting quality, if it were truly up to, and listen, I'm not saying this as a criticism to Tyler Perry. What I'm saying is, based on the criticism that we all know is out there, if it was truly based on what the critics say, he wouldn't be as successful as he is. So my message is, use his life and other stories that you hear like that to not zero in on whether or not what the criticism is saying about the content is true or false. That's not, you're missing the message. You're missing a lesson. You're missing a blessing. The message is, how successful is this person anyway, in spite of the criticism? And let that be a testimony to you, to encourage you and to give you the confidence to put your stuff out as is and to evolve out loud. I'm not saying not to grow. I'm not saying not to get better, but I'm saying you don't stop until you get better. You don't withhold your hand until you are in the evening of your maturity. You plant while you're immature, meaning in the morning, and you plant in the evening, meaning in the maturity of your day. So that is the secret. Release yourself from all of the pressure, because all of the stuff you think that's the indicator of whether or not you're going to succeed or not, that's not it. So you can let go of all your insecurities, let go of all of your feelings of inadequacy, let go of all of the reasons you tell yourself it's not good enough, let go of all of the fear of what people may say, let go of all of your fears of bad reviews, because none of that stuff will make or break you. God will make or break you. God will succeed you anyway. The harvest is plentiful, meaning there are millions of people waiting for your gift, as immature, as new baby, as new birth as it is. So give birth to the baby, give birth to the course, give birth to the songs, give birth to the imperfect videos, give birth to the imperfect service, right? And continue to grow, continue to get better, but never feel as if where it is right now is not good enough, because it is. And that is the secret to getting unstuck. Because once you know that God's hand is in it to bless it, even in its infancy, everything that's holding you back and paralyzing you under fear of not good enough, you're released from that. So if you believe what I just told you, if you believe the word of God as it is, you believe that success is a mystery. that God works out, because that's what the word says. And if you believe and if you're going to be obedient to Ecclesiastes 11, right? Verses 4 through 6, if you believe it and if you apply it to your life, this is verse 6 says this. Verse 6 tells you, in the morning, sow your seed, and in the evening, do not withhold your hand, for you know it's not whether shall prosper, either this or that, or whether they both shall be all good. Launch it all. Don't get stuck in, should I launch this one or should I launch that one? Launch both of them. Should this be the title or should that be the title? Launch both titles and do a test. Should I use this song arrangement or that song arrangement? Launch both song arrangements. That's what it's, because you don't know which one is going to succeed. It's all based on, you don't know what God's plan is for your stuff. Just get it out there. And that is the guaranteed formula for success. If you believe that, and if you apply that principle to what you just wrote down, and I hope you really did the exercise and really wrote this down, I want you to see that the left side was the equivalent of you observing the wind. Don't do that. Everything in your right column is the equivalent of you regarding the clouds and stopping yourself from reaping. Don't do that. Put it out. Put it out and be successful, and relieve yourself from all of the performance pressure, and know that it's going to succeed anyway because God's hand is on it. And the revelation of what works and how it will work will be revealed to you as you put it out and as God guides and directs you in what you do. So I hope that you apply the secret, read that secret over and over again. Remind yourself, if you find yourself getting stuck, you're more than likely regarding a win. You're more than likely looking at the circumstances and giving yourself excuses as to why you can't do it. Right? And if you read Ecclesiastes, it'll snap you back. He that observes the wind shall not sow. And if you're negative forecasting is stopping you from launching the thing, because like I said, some of you guys have actually created it and you're looking up and you're predicting that it's not going to work. Whatever your reason is that you have in the right side column, that is you regarding the clouds. You're like, nobody, whatever negative outcome you're seeing, that's you negative forecasting. That's you looking at the weather and you're predicting rain. All right. And it says that he that regardeth the rain shall not reap, meaning that you're going to be in this endless loop if you keep doing that. There's an endless loop of negative outcomes that could possibly happen. You can always predict rain, right? It's an endless loop. You'll never go out and gather your people. It's an endless loop. There's always going to be something that could be better. And those of you who observe the wind, you will never build it to begin with. So I pray that this frees you. I leave you again with Ecclesiastes 11, 4-6. That is the secret to getting unstuck. Believe it and follow the instructions of it. And again, 11:6 says, in the morning sow your seed, and in the evening withhold not your hand, because you don't know which thing is going to prosper. So do it all. That is the secret to success. And the secret to you unlocking your brain so that you're not holding yourself back is it's telling you, stop observing the circumstances. Shut down all of the negative outcomes you see, because if you get stuck there, you'll never do anything. It's telling you, don't do that. And it's also telling you, understand this. It's not in 5 is telling you it's not about the perfect marketing plan, the perfect packaging, the perfect product. It's not about any of that. It's about God blessing it, who is the creator of everything. So read it, meditate on it, believe it, receive it, and move forward. I would love to hear your testimonies about how you are taking action this week, because everyone who believes this and everyone who obeys what it's telling you to do, you're going to take action this week. And I want to hear the testimonies. So I want to hear the testimonies. Leave comments. I love you so much. And until next Sunday, be blessed.